It was Christmas season in Lagos, and the city pulsed with its usual chaos, bustling markets, honking danfos, and glittering lights strung across street poles. The air carried a strange mix of fried akra and exhaust fumes, but for Simi, Christmas was just another day. That's why her tears confused me when I handed her money to buy new clothes. I expected a grin, a hug, maybe even a playful twirl. Instead, she wept. "No one's ever given me anything for Christmas," she said, her voice trembling. "I stopped looking forward to it years ago." I told her that with me in her life now, things would never be the same again. She nodded, her eyes glistening with gratitude. On Christmas Day, she showed up at my apartment in Ajij, wearing the same faded Ankara dress I'd seen her in countless times. My friend snickered. I swallowed my irritation. "Why didn't you buy something nice?" I asked coldly, barely meeting her eyes. Her face fell. I'm busy," I cut her off. The disappointment in her eyes was like a punch to my gut. She hesitated, opened her mouth to speak, then turned and left. My mood soured as the day wore on. By nightfall, I sat on the roadside with my friends, sharing drinks and tales under flickering streetlights. That's when we saw them, 3 boys dragging a woman toward us. She was disheveled, clutching a bundle wrapped in tattered fabric. "That's the beggar from the church area," one of the boys spat. "We caught her trying to break into a house." The woman's voice cracked as she protested. "It's my house. I rent it." We laughed. The idea of this woman, who everyone knew slept on the streets, claiming to rent a house was absurd. "Who gave you money for rent?" one boy sneered. "You're broke as hell." "A young girl helped me," the woman said, her voice shaking. "Her name is Simi." My heart stopped. "My Simi?" The woman continued, "She said no one should sleep outside on Christmas. She paid for a month's rent for me and my child." I sat frozen as guilt twisted in my chest. Simi had used the money I gave her, not for herself, but to give this woman and her child a roof over their heads. Something our entire community had failed to do. Without a word, I stood and left. I went straight to Simi's tiny room. She opened the door, her face wary. "I'm sorry," I said, my voice raw. "I didn't understand. I should have listened." She stepped aside, letting me in. Her small table held a single flickering candle, the only decoration in the room. But it felt warmer than anywhere else in Lagos that night. That's Simi. She didn't just celebrate Christmas, she embodied it. And she forgave me.